All right, in this lesson, we're actually going to create our first application. It's the traditional Hello World application that every developer gets to write in whatever language you're just starting out in. So that's what we're going to do here. And to do so, we're going to do it all kind of manually. Again, we will get into using an IDE later, but for now I want you to just see the raw, what goes on behind the scenes and how we can take a program through that execution flow that we just talked through. To do so, I'm going to open up a terminal here, and I'm going to go to CD into a demo folder I have, and I'm going to make a directory called Hello World. I'm going to CD into that. As you can see, there is nothing in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new file. Now again, if you're on a Windows machine, don't worry, it's the same process. You just go into Explorer, find somewhere that you can create a new Hello World folder, and you can probably open up something like Notepad, and we're going to create a new file called helloworld.java. So to do so, on the Mac here, I can use a program called Touch, and that's going to create the file for me. Now I want to go ahead and edit that file. I can do so by opening up Finder, and I can come in here and open with whatever program I like, or I can do it right from the command line. I like to use one of the text editors I like to use is Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to say I want to open helloworld.java up in code. And so what we're going to do here is create a very simple class here. So we start with class, then the name of the class. I don't know why that keeps doing that. Hello World, and inside of there, we're going to have a public static void main. We're going to have a string array of arguments. And here we're just going to use a class called system, and we're going to print line. And we're just printing a message to the console. So in this case, hello world. So that's all we really need as far as our program goes. This is our class hello world. This is our main method. And the only thing we're doing in this method is printing out the string hello world. So I'm going to save that, and I'm actually going to close out of here. So if you remember back to the execution of a program, we now have our Java source code. We need to compile it to bytecode. And the way that we do that is by using a program called javac, or the Java compiler. And we're going to give it an argument here of what program we want, or what Java file we want it to compile. So in our case, it's hello world. So it did it, and now if we looked in our directory, we have a hello world.class file. So I can just show you this again. If we were to go ahead and open this up in something like text editor. So let me just find a text editor. Where is my text edit? So if we look at that, that doesn't mean a whole lot to us, does it? We can't really do anything with that, but the machine can. And the way that it does that is by using the JVM to interpret that bytecode. So the way that we can run that is by using Java, and then the name of the main class that we want to run. So you can run it with class, but you can also run a class file without class. So we can just run Java hello world, and there's our execution, the hello comma world. So not much to it. I mean, obviously, programs get much more complex as you start to build on them, but those are the fundamentals there of creating a application, compiling it, and then running it in Java. So I hope that helped. I hope that you paid attention. If you want to, go back and watch it again. You're going to need to know the basic anatomy of application there, because you're going to create your own in the next exercise.